Hey. Hey everyone, and welcome to Transparent Tuesday. And
Welcome.
thank you for joining us today. We were a little late. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's the right. Y'all come on in here. And yes, let's do what we do best. And today we have our guests with us. We have Dawn Brooks here with us, our homegirl. You always see us together. We're like a trio. So you got your girl Kia, you got your girl Thania, and now you got your girl Dawn, who is joining us for Transparent Tuesday. Thank you for coming on in here. Now, if you just joining for the first day, transparency is all about making your feelings, your emotions, your intentions, and your motives clear, making them easily perceived. First to yourself, because we try to lie to ourselves, we try to hide things from ourselves. And once we are clear with ourselves and we are real with ourselves, transparent with ourselves, then we're able to easily be transparent in all of our other relationships and all the spaces we move. We can move at maximum capacity when we're just being real, when we're being honest. And I'm not saying, go out here and tell all your business with your emotions on your sleeve. I'm just saying, make your intentions clear, make your motives clear. If you're happy, say you're happy. If you're not, say you're not. If you make your yes a yes and your no a no. That's all that transparency is all about. And that's what we're getting here to talk about. So if you haven't already, grab your home girl, your home boy, your sister, your cousin, your man, whoever it is, your partner, and come on in here and join us today. And if you here live with us, go down in the comments. We want you to type. We want to hear what you have to say. We want you to be engaged with us here, because this is a conversation for all of us, right?
Yeah.
So today, like I said, we got our girl Dawn here, and you got your girl Kia and Thania, and we're here to talk about being transparent on this Tuesday.
Grab your auntie too. Don't forget auntie. Listen, today was crazy.
Mm.
We went through some day today. Today was a Murphy Law day. It's like anything
Mm-hmm.
that could happen did happen.
It sure did.
We've been working since this morning, and it has been so many distractions, so many issues. Even our
Mm-hmm.
live was late. You know what I mean? So my
Mm-hmm.
question is, like, when you fall into those days, what do you do to turn it around?
Right. We was having problems hitting us on every side. You should have seen us in here talking, and we talking to nobody because we're not even live.
It
But
was
that's
like,
another
whoa.
distraction, another obstacle that came up. Everything is just. Like I said, I woke up this morning, and I told you I woke up this morning. I was just all over the place. Like I just couldn't pull it together. Even after, I get up in the mornings and I take my walk. My walk, people out here, everyone wants to get fit. I just want to get my mind right. That's what my walk is about. My exercise is about, is getting my mind right. And even after the walk, I still was a little, off. It was
Mm-hmm.
still difficult for me to pull it together. And normally after my walk, that's why I take the walk. I'm like, okay, my mind is clear. I got some clarity. I done chit chatted with God. I done chit chatted with some of my girls. And I just had time for myself. But I still just couldn't. Something about
Mm-hmm.
today, I just couldn't like pull it together. And even to that, we're like all a little bit like, but that's okay because you just keep pressing through and you keep going on. I think Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts had a sermon this week called about pushing through, and I guess that's what we did today: push on through.
Pushing through. That's the thing. For me, it's
Mm-hmm.
aromatherapy, the lights
Mm-hmm.
down, and some quiet music.
Oh,
Like that does it. Like to
I
really
like
bring
that.
me back. But what
Like that.
about those? What is it for you, Dawn?
For me, it's that quiet time with God so that I could cast my cares and tell him all about it, get grounded and centered, regroup so that I could start all over again. God always
Mm,
promised us that it would be new beginnings, right? So you got to
right.
start with a new beginning. Today we needed a few new beginnings, but we're here.
Yeah, we did that all day. We were calling on Jesus all day. But what about those people who don't have and don't know how to get to that place in times like this, and they fall into these cycles of, I can't do this, I'm gonna throw my hands up,
Right.
depression, because of days like this and too many days like this.
Mm.
Let's
Hmm.
let's let's
I
talk to
think
those.
being real with people, letting them know that they're not alone, that we all go through it. That just because you see somebody put on a good face doesn't mean that they don't have trials and tribulations. And so when you're having those moments, you got to be able to call that bestie or that family member, whoever it is, that could bring you back down. We have the blessing of
Mhm.
being able to call each other, as we are often on our three-way calls discussing our issues. And so who is it that can,
Thank you
let
for
you know that
that.
you're not only not alone, but that you're not crazy.
Mhm.
All a part
Right.
of life.
Right. And some people don't have that.
So if you don't have that, then I'm gonna tell you that you can always cast that prayer to God, and He will answer it. And I promise that somehow in the midst of that storm, it will quell.
Mm.
You don't need a special
Oh.
prayer. You just need to be able to talk to Him. He hears you no matter where you are, no matter how it comes out, what language, broken English, tears, whatever the situation is.
Tell me that's not nothing but the truth.
I felt like we were in a thread. I felt like there were so many people experiencing the same thing today. And I told you
Mhm.
guys that earlier. You know what I mean?
Right.
That I feel like today was a heavy day for a lot of people.
Right.
And I just want to like encourage the hearts and share and hear some of what people went through today and how they managed their days.
Right. Well, we could start with ourselves. How do we manage our own day?
Hmm.
Well, we pushed through this one. We
Mm.
really pushed through this one. We kept encouraging each other. We kept calling
Mhm.
each other. We kept
Mhm.
doing the work. At times it was like, oh no, I need a 15-minute nap. I need to disconnect. I'll be right back. I need a cup of
Right.
coffee. We did what we
Mhm.
had to do.
Right.
Sometimes that pushing through is just what you need to get you to the next stage. When it seems like all else is falling around, around you. If you
Mhm.
could get past whatever that feeling is, knowing that it's not always going to be there, then you kind of manage to start over again within yourself, even, and push forward so that you can do what needs to be done. It's when you feel like you want to give up and you wallow in it, that I think becomes the worst case scenario. So sometimes it's just a matter of recognizing that even though I feel this way, even though I'm not at my best, even though I don't
Mhm.
want to do this, even though I don't like this, even though all of the things around me are not happening the way they should, I can still push through and know that tomorrow is going to be better, and I can make today better depending on how I respond and react to it.
That's a fact.
Yeah. And
I
there,
think.
go ahead.
Okay. No, you go ahead.
I was saying that, at times today, with all that I was going through and stuff, I
Mhm.
felt sick inside.
Mm.
There were, yeah,
Oh.
like I can't push.
Mm.
It was because of you guys that I was able to get through it because there was a support system in
Okay.
place.
Hmm.
Okay.
So I would encourage people to get a support system in place.
And I would think that it's and not just a support system, but just doing it in spite of. We hear about that. We know we're gonna keep going in spite of, no matter what it looks like. Just keep going.
Mm.
If you're sad, just keep pushing. If you're depressed, keep pushing. If you're disappointed, keep pushing. If you're just not, you woke up and you're just feeling like, just keep pushing. Just keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going and keep and my thing lately, and I know I've been encouraging us on this one, is just to stay focused. There's so many things
Mhm.
that come in your life that are just pure distraction, right? Pure distraction, and it's only meant to distract you, and it's only meant to come in your way and to try to prevent you from your destiny, right? And so we get so caught up in the distractions that we're not even focused on what's important. We get
Hmm.
so caught up in the distractions that what we are purposed to do, what we are called to do, we end up not doing because we so focused on a distraction. You're supposed to be here, like right now we're supposed to be, what are we doing? We're working on beautification, we're working on the brunch, we're working on a transparent talk, we're working on ministry work, and we know right now that we have that same calling because we have that same thirst and hunger. But how much distraction is going on in each of our lives individually,
Hmm.
right? Things that, because we know when you're like at the edge, when you're right there at the breakthrough. This is biblical. So
Mhm.
this is not me talking, this is not me just dropping the knowledge. So I'm not that good. But this is biblical, when you're right there at the edge of the breakthrough, right there. That's when the demons go the loudest. That's when you're gonna get the most distraction, you're gonna get the most pushback, you're gonna get the most pressure put upon you, because the all the distractions, the enemy, the adversary is trying to just roar real big because he know he's on his way out, and he's just trying to do as much as he can do to distract you.
Mm-hmm. And usually that's the time when the breakthrough is coming.
Right.
The
You
breakthrough
right
is right around
there
the corner. It's
on the
not just
Breakthrough
breakthrough.
coming,
is
it's there.
coming.
Yes, you're right there on the breakthrough. Right? And it's like, okay, let's go. Let's go. Nothing's gonna hold us back. Nothing's gonna stop us.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we're not focused on what we need to do for self. We're not focused on what we're called to do. We're not focused on, the things that um are important to us. See, and here we go again with being transparent with people. We're being transparent with ourselves. What is really important to you? Let's think about that. What's truly important to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the things? And so oftentimes we allow the things that are not important to us, the things that don't really mean much to us personally, to be put on the back burner to make those around us happy. And when you do that, you're not being transparent. You're not being honest. You're not making your motives and your intentions clear, right? Now, I'm not telling you every time to live a self-centered life and it's all about you, it's all about you, it's all about what you have to do. But there are times when you're going to have to say, listen here.
Oh yeah.
And especially in the times when
Yeah.
this is what you're called to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the times when
Absolutely.
that God has something for you,
Mm-hmm.
that you heard it. You heard that, listen, like when God was calling Samuel, and he didn't even know.
Right.
He didn't even know. Eli had to put him on. Like, hey, yo, bro, that's God.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
What
I get that.
times?
I get that. And but even in the midst of that, when you're going through and you're doing what you're supposed to do, some of those things that come up, you have to be able to take care of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yes, of
there needs to
course.
be like a balance to this thing.
No, yeah, you're gonna have to take care of some of them, not everything. You can't. The thing I feel what happens when we become overwhelmed, we can get out of sorts so often. Because there's gonna be times when you're out of sorts, but there's so often is because you're focusing on what's making others happy, and you're focusing on the things that are making you fleshly happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that too. But what I'm saying is, in the middle of taking care of what you
Mm-hmm.
need to do, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
some things that come up that you have to take care of.
Right.
And you can do both. It's just about, God gave you what you need to get through it, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have to prioritize those things as well.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's a
know,
fact. Yes.
calm the anxiety down
Mm-hmm.
and continue to push.
Right. Just push. Keep pushing
Hmm.
through. Keep pushing
That's what I'm
through.
saying. So, with that being said, I think we did a really good job today of getting through what we needed to get through.
Mm-hmm.
But what about those people who can't negotiate all of that?
Mm.
Those are the
What do you
people.
mean by those people that can't negotiate? What do you mean
Well,
by that? What do you mean?
we're talking hope, we're talking God, we're talking all of this. But a lot of people that are probably listening don't know how to get there.
Right.
This is what I want to talk about.
And those are the
How
people
do
I'm
you
telling
get
to,
there?
in spite of, keep
Mm-hmm.
pushing. I'm not when I say in spite of, keep pushing, I'm not talking about even, I mean, my whole thing is connect with God, but I'm even saying in your natural, just keep pushing. No
Tell me
matter
what
what,
that look
know
like.
know that you can do it. Know that on the inside of you, you have enough power, and you have everything you need on the inside of you to keep pushing. What does it look like? It looks like I'm sad right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just got into a whole argument with my man or my lady, and I'm totally out of sorts, and I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm disappointed. And I can go in my room and shut down and go into the covers and put my head, or
Mm-hmm.
I can stay focused. I can keep going. I can keep pressing.
Mm-hmm.
I can go to work. I can handle my responsibilities. I can go. I'm an entrepreneur. I got to get this business going. I'm a writer. I'm writing. I'm keep gonna continue to do the
Just keep
things
moving.
that needs to be done. I'm going to continue my daily behavior, and I'm not going to go hide out in that room underneath the covers because I'm depressed, I'm ashamed, I feel guilty. There's so many reasons why we do that. And I'm not telling you that it's going to be easy, because it's not. But we
Right.
do it when it's not easy. We do it when it's
Mm-hmm.
you do it when you're uncomfortable. And
Mm-hmm.
see, when you do things when you're uncomfortable, I am a true believer is that's when you're gonna make the most progress. Because when we move in comfortability,
Mm-hmm.
we're just going through the motions. But when you
Mm-hmm.
move
Yep.
in uncomfortability,
Yep.
better
Mm-hmm.
believe it. I'm a strong believer in you are going to be able to do extraordinary things. That strength that you are gathering up to keep pressing no matter what,
No matter
that
what.
strength right there,
No matter what.
you just got laid off. You don't know how you're gonna pay your rent. You just going through a divorce, you're going through a breakup, your children disappointed you, whatever it is, you're losing money in your business, whatever it could be. But just keep one foot in front of the other. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like. What it looks like,
Mm-hmm.
one foot in front of the other every
Mm-hmm.
single day. Just keep one foot in front of the other. That's it. That's all we can do is put our
That's what
best
I wanted.
effort forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to hear.
My mother used to tell me that when I felt my worst, I should always look my best. Because
Mm,
somehow something
Mm.
about making yourself get up and just
mm-hmm,
get to it. You could look in the mirror and see that reflection and know that despite how you feel, the people on the outside don't see that. Is encouragement, and that whole conversation about never let people see you sweat.
Mm.
Not that you can't reach out to somebody, but you can't wear it on your sleeve. And so if
Mm.
you can manage to just sometimes get up and, like you said, put that one foot forward,
Going.
it will carry you through. It will start the momentum to get you to the next stage. It's when we wallow in it that we start to succumb to our negative thoughts, the emotions, all of those things. But if you could cast that foot forward,
Mm.
next one will follow, and then that starts the
Yeah.
cycle of how you at least get yourself moving through it. It might not end it, it might not change it, but it will
mm-hmm,
allow you to walk through it.
And each
mm.
step gets easier.
Mhm.
Yes,
It does.
it does.
Yeah. Each
I
step
think
gets
it's
easier.
it's that first step. That first step is the hardest step.
That's the
That
one.
because that's that one getting out of bed. Oh my gosh, I'm so hurt. I'm so depressed. I'm down. That first initial pull the covers up and hang your feet off the side of the bed
Mm-hmm.
and let your feet touch the floor. Then
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
stand up. That's the hardest part. But once you stand up, you done fought through, and you done, to me, you done accomplished it. You done set your victory in order.
Mm-hmm. Now
Mhm.
let's weave. When you get up and you put your foot on the side of the bed, you
Mm-hmm.
thank God for that. There's
Ooh.
gratitude. You push
Mm-hmm.
forward with gratitude to
Mm-hmm.
God. And
Mm-hmm.
that makes each step, Lord, thank you for allowing me to get this far, and then
Mm-hmm.
this far, and then this far. And after a
Mm-hmm.
while, you moving.
Mhm. And sometimes your blessings come in things that you don't expect. Today I had a person calling me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not even in the mood for this call," but I
Mm-hmm.
answered the phone anyway because I guess God was leading me to answer that phone. And on the other end of the phone was not what I expected, what I was expecting. And so sometimes the blessing is in things that you don't expect. And so if you could push through, then those blessings start to come. It's the unexpected phone calls. It's the unexpected something that lifts your day up, some email, some token of something, somebody who calls you, or even just the realization that, it could be worse, that somebody else is having a worse case scenario than you. Because sometimes we need to know that we're not alone.
Right.
When you look at social media and everybody's, smiling and all the things look perfect, you tend to think,
Mm-hmm.
why not me? What's wrong with my life?
Mm-hmm.
Because people only project the positive things. They don't project when they're going through it. And so, to be able to get out of that, sometimes it's the little things that remind you that, your life is worth something, that you're worth something, that you
Mm-hmm.
can overcome this, not just on your own, but with that prayer, with that encouragement, with those blessings, you will get through. God will get you to the next stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that, you come to the, I like the which word you said, realization, because I feel like you give yourself a hand clap.
Mm-hmm.
Give. Celebrate the fact that, you know what, I did that and I can do it again. In spite
Right.
of everything that happened, I did that. It's
Right.
okay
Mhm.
to celebrate yourself. We don't necessarily celebrate. We're so busy celebrating everyone else that we don't come and celebrate ourselves. We don't celebrate, and we don't celebrate those small victories. We don't that victory of, yeah, getting out of the bed, that victory of standing up, that victory of putting that one foot in front of the other in spite of everything that's coming up against me, and in spite of all the things I'm feeling on the inside. You know what? I could do that. You know,
Right.
and I could probably and I can get up and do it again tomorrow. Give yourself the credit. Celebrate yourself. Give yourself your own flowers.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
Right. One of the things that turned my day around was as we were working, I was texting people to get email addresses for our event. And I text someone and they responded, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in St. Vincent." And I'm like, "What?"
Mm.
Because I knew there was a time when they couldn't they sent pictures and
Mm-hmm.
all this kind of stuff, and that made my day.
Mm.
Celebrating and being happy for someone else.
Right.
You know what I mean? That
Amen.
really made my heart overwhelmed
Mm-hmm.
for somebody else.
Right.
Felt that way. I think it was yesterday when we were, talking yesterday morning, and, just the work that we got done, even though we were, on the phone, and we were all over the place and haphazard, but, you
Mm-hmm.
know, pushing through and listening to each other's process, and, what we have accomplished, etc. And it's not just about, because, sometimes work gets done in different ways. How I do work versus, how you do work is different, but being
Mm-hmm.
able to
Right.
come together, that connection of, okay, I did this piece, now if you do that. And so for me, it was that yesterday that, was like, okay, this is the start of how we get to the next stage. We talked
Right.
about, we've had so many distractions, and sometimes the things in our life is just distractions. We joked as we started today about, we got online and we weren't really online, and as you guys could see, I had to turn my camera off as I have the dog behind me who's decided to act a fool while I'm having a live, podcast. It's those distractions. But, I'm a persevere. I'm a, send the dog downstairs. I'm a readjust my camera. I'm a, turn off my mic.
Mm-hmm.
It's the little things. So that
Yep.
phone call
Right.
for you today, but sometimes it's just those little things that remind you that it's gonna be all right.
Right.
Yes.
And
That
it's the
part.
thread of the day. It's the
Mm-hmm.
thread of the day. It started
Mhm.
out that way. The
Mm-hmm.
camera flipped. All kind of stuff happened. We weren't on live when we thought we were. Our day was topsy turvy. But you know what? We doing
Mm-hmm.
this live though.
And we're getting it done. We're getting it all done at all times. We're getting it done. And that's what
Hmm.
we have to do. We have to get it done.
And
It's not
hopefully
always
for somebody
perfect.
who's listening who might have had a bad day today, or maybe they had a bad day
Mm-hmm.
last week, as you reflect on it, you will know that those bad days, you are not alone, that we all have them. We all go through it. We all experience it. It's not what you go through, it's how you come out of it.
Hmm.
Say that again for the people in the back that didn't hear it.
It's not what you go through,
Mm.
it's how you come out of it.
That's a fact.
Hmm. For
That
sure.
is a
Like
yes.
absolutely pushing through, and here we are. I think this is the most perfect imperfect
Mm-hmm. I like
situation.
that. The most perfect imperfect.
Hmm.
That's just what it ends up being.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
really
okay. It's okay.
it absolutely is okay.
There are
Mhm.
some things in life that are of a higher quality or considered to be more valuable because they have
Mm-hmm.
an imperfection in them. That
Mm-hmm.
imperfection makes them different and makes them more
Right.
valuable. And so sometimes we need to look at our imperfections and understand that those
Mm.
imperfections are making us better. They're making
Right.
us more valuable. They're
Mhm.
making us
Yeah.
push through. It is through those imperfections
Mm-hmm.
that God is molding us into what
Right.
he would have us to be. And so walk through those imperfections, even though you
Mm.
might not feel like smiling, paste that smile on your face, knowing that at the other
Up.
side, that imperfection, when it shines, when it's
Mm-hmm.
bright, when it can light up the room, then you will
Mm.
know that you have made it to the other side.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And no, and just being honest with yourself, being transparent with yourself, knowing like, you know what? I know that it's not all perfect because what is perfect? I know it's not
Mhm.
all even all right now. I know it's not even all right, but you know what? I'm gonna be honest with myself. It's not all right. But I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep moving until it becomes all right because
Mhm.
I don't have the luxury for me. I speak for myself. I don't have the luxury of shutting down, right? I don't
Hmm.
have and even those who shut down even when they don't against their own will because you know some of us shut down and it's not even we don't willingly shut down, right?
Hmm.
But just knowing in your inside of you. Remember the last time this happened? Remember the last see we so easily forget about the storm we already been through, right? And that's what
Mhm.
helps me. What helps me a lot is remembering, oh yeah, this may not be the same exact situation, but I've been through a storm before. And you know, the storm I went
Hmm.
to before was a little worse than this. You know,
Hmm. But
I've
I
been
got through
low
it.
before and I
But I
got
got through
through
it.
it and I got back on top. So for me, it makes
Absolutely.
reminding myself of my strength. Look at myself in the mirror and say, girl, you got this. You did it
Hmm.
before. God carried you through before. And what's the difference today? Nothing. What
My,
could be different today is that, you know what? You one step away, one praise away from your miracle, from your breakthrough.
Mhm.
Anything could happen.
my mother
And
Anything
here,
could
loves to
you
sing
know,
happen.
this.
I used to
My mother
always
loves to
say that
sing
this
this
place
song.
doesn't define me, but neither do these circumstances. And
Yes.
so
Ooh.
that rough
Mm-hmm.
moment doesn't define you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, it's not who you are as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And so remembering not to get lost in the image
Mm-hmm.
of whatever's going wrong, because
Right.
that's not the total you.
Right.
Someone just put in the chat. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. That's Charles
Hmm.
Swindoll.
And
That's
for
a
the
quote from
day,
Charles Swindoll. Again, life is 10% of what happens to you and
love it.
90% of how you react to it.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. I wanted to say my mother sings a song. He'll do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You went through the last storm and pushed through. You didn't die through that one.
Hmm.
You can take this one.
And I'm pretty sure that when you came through strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you didn't come through like no chump. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? You didn't come through like no chump. You came through and you were stronger because it's in that storm where your strength. Oh, hey sis. Oh, that's Luciana. Hey sis. That's the Luciana put that in there.
Hey,
Life is
sis.
how you do it. Thank you for joining us. Yes, yes. And it's if you could just keep pressing and but keep remembering.
Mm-hmm.
Remember
Hmm.
who you are. Remember what you've been through. Remember the strength that's already inside of you. You already dug deep. You already been through something. You already been through a thing. You already
Mm-hmm.
been through a dark time. You know, like how a David was hiding out in the cave. You already was hiding out in your cave already, and you already
Yep.
came out that dark cave. And now that you have another cave in front of you, hello, you're gonna be able to get through and
Right.
push through.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you already
Hmm.
passed a test and you have a testimony. You know what I mean?
Yes, we have Willie's on a
Hmm.
Willistina Jacobs. Hey sis, she just put in the chat. The word tells us we can. It does. And Barack Obama said, yes, you can. So if I don't for me, who can?
Right.
The road
Hmm.
to success is always under construction. I like that. The road, yes, the road to success is always under construction. The road to anywhere is always under construction.
That's
And
right.
so are we.
Right, because we're a work in progress. I call it a WIP.
Hmm.
WIP, work in
Work in progress.
progress.
Mm-hmm.
Work in progress. You know, so if I don't, if not me, who?
Right.
If you don't do it, who's gonna do it? If you
Right.
don't decide to stand up and put that foot in front of you, who's gonna do it? But
Mm-hmm.
Even
remember,
sometimes
you
when
already did it.
even sometimes when we're having those thoughts about why me,
Mm-hmm.
I have to
Mm.
remind myself to remember, why not me?
Why
Why am
not?
I any better than? What makes me different? What
Mm-hmm.
makes me different is how I overcome it.
Right.
Right. And the lesson learned.
Hmm.
And how you've already overcome it and already proved to yourself, to the world, to the universe that you
Hmm.
are a victor, not just an overcomer. You are a victor.
Hmm.
You know, because I don't believe we live our life just to overcome. We live our life in victory,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we have to remember that, right? We was born from victory. We live in victory. We're not headed towards victory. We are victory. This is it. And it's all, and again, I love what she says, is it's all on how we react to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to react to it in a way that pleases our flesh, or a way that we give into our flesh?
What we kept saying today, I can do all things through
Mm-hmm.
Christ who strengthens me. That was the motto
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Brown said the why part, the why part,
The
the
why
why
part.
me part, that
Mm,
part, the why part. Why not
Mm-hmm.
me? Like Dawn said, what
Mm-hmm.
Dawn said,
right.
why not me? The why part.
That's the part, the why.
Hmm.
What am I supposed to get out of this?
Yeah, that why is fully loaded though. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that why, when you like, why me? And then you come back and you think, why not me? Why? Because that is what's going to help you get to the next. That's what helped you.
Mm-hmm.
That why helps you come
Yeah.
out of what you came out of. That why puts you on that mountaintop that you just got off of, and you going down that slippery slope. But like like our level up series, when we're taking a break from it. But hey, I feel like this is all tying in now. We took a
Yeah.
break from the level up series to just to have this conversation today, but it's tying back in, because it's like now you're working your way back up.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
this is the thing. This is actually a part of level up, because in order to level up, you got to know how to go with the good and the bad,
The ebbs and the
and roll with
flows.
the punches, the
Roll
ebbs
with
and
the
the
Mm-hmm.
flows.
punches.
You got to know how to
Yes.
do that, or where you
If you
going?
watch a fighter train, when they fight a fight, when the person that they're fighting, they
Mm-hmm.
get to understand what those blows feel like, what they can tolerate, how it's coming,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps them
Mm.
to prepare. Especially if they have a rematch, you will notice that they will have changed their style based on what the
Mm.
last fight
Mm,
was, because that fight helped to
Mm.
prepare them for what was coming
Woo.
next.
Come on now.
right.
So you just
So, when you
remember.
look at these trials and these testimonies, they're preparing us for what's to come next. And we just
Mhm.
have to use it to
Mm-hmm.
advance us to the next situation, whatever that
Right.
might be.
Right.
Wow. Nice.
You got prepared for.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You were already prepared to get through this. You've
Mm-hmm.
already prepared. That last dark place, that last obstacle, that last challenge that you got over, that hurdle that you jumped over and leaped over.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're already prepared for this right now. But see, we have to go in thinking like, I'm prepared for this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to get ready because I stay ready.
I got you.
We never said that nothing was going to come up against us. It was never said that we weren't going to have obstacles. We wasn't going to have, because let me tell you something. When you level up, what they say, new levels, new devils, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But also, the new devils is coming. But the higher you go, the more strength you get.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like you're not gonna do that this time. You're not gonna trick me this time. I know that. I know that trick.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Willistina said, my mama said, Y is a crooked letter. Straighten up.
I love that. That one I'm gonna remember. I love that.
That one is good.
Yes, Willistina.
And that's
Thank
a
you,
good response to
Willistina.
the children that
The
ask us
straighten.
questions. Why?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Y is a crooked letter. Straighten up.
Get it
Now,
together.
right. Right. It's like you have it. You can. And that's the thing we have to really I think it's important to take care of our mental health, right? I think it's
Mm-hmm.
important to take that time to self-care,
Absolutely.
to and that's what I meant a little earlier when I was like, we have to focus on ourselves. It's okay to, when we're in the midst of it, because we're, as women, right? I know any fellas out there, stay on, just follow me for a minute. But as women, we are naturally caretakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're, by nature, we're nurturers. So we always want to nurture. We always want to look and try to solve everybody else's problems.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, guess what? Guess who ends up being the sacrificial lamb? Yourself,
Ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
We end up being the sacrifice.
Yep.
But you know what? I'm gonna put it out there. God said obedience is better than sacrifice.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So when you staying on course, staying focused and listening to Him, listening to what He has to, and knowing the things you need to do, being disciplined and obedient, and the things that you need to do and you need to get accomplished is better than that sacrifice.
Let me put my.
Sometimes you're gonna have to say no. You gotta put your glasses on now,
I want to see what you're
huh? You want to see what I said?
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
saying. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, sometimes we have to say, no, that's not going to work. No, I can't do
Mm-hmm.
that. No husband, no wife, no children, no 9 to 5, tell that
Mm-hmm.
supervisor, no, that director, no, because there are things that I need to press through and get through. There are things that
Right.
are deal breakers for me now. They might not have been deal breakers for you before, but now in this season of where I'm going,
In this
in this
season.
season of where I need to get to,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, these things are deal breakers now. I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Sorry.
Sorry, because it's that, like she said, I like to straighten up time. It's time for us to straighten up and to self-care, to focus on the things, because if you're not good, how is anyone else going to be good? If you're running around sacrificing, then you're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
nothing left in you. Forget for yourself. You're gonna
Right.
have nothing left in you. See, in order to pour, you gotta have something in you,
Mm-hmm.
or then you're just pouring out air or fumes. And who is that gonna benefit? Air and fumes when you're pouring that
Nobody.
out. In order to pour, you gotta fill up. In order to
Mm-hmm.
pour, you have to have something to pour. And when we stay connected and we make sure we self-care, our mental health is very important,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's so many things that are avoidable, but there's so many things that are not avoidable. There's so many triggers out there, and when we don't take care of ourselves, we trigger things,
Oh
right? We
yeah.
trigger traumas.
Oh yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
know we have backflashes. There are things that will come up, and it almost stifle you,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cripple you.
cripple you,
Mm-hmm.
because it came out the blue, and you're not focused. You're not tapped in.
Mm-hmm.
You're not saying, "Oh, whoa, that trigger. Let me back up a minute." It's
Yep.
happened to me this very weekend. I'll be honest with you. Here we
Mm-hmm.
go with transparency, right?
Me
Happened to
too.
me very weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a person who's a trigger for me. I had to back up.
Mm-hmm.
A trauma trigger, and I had to back up.
Mm-hmm.
I had to back up and collect myself,
Right.
because again, that was what's important in that moment and that
Mm-hmm.
time, so that I don't go down a slippery slope. That
Mm-hmm.
slippery slope that we can fall into.
Gotta know when to pull back.
Yes.
Yep. It's like yesterday.
Ooh.
Sometimes you have to retreat before you can go forward. Sometimes you got to
And
go backwards to go forwards,
amen.
and we don't recognize that.
Sister Luciana just wrote in the chat, the first law of nature is self-preservation. If y'all write that down, put it
Mm-hmm.
on your sticky note. Remember, I don't know if y'all ever
Mm-hmm.
watched Being Mary
But
Jane.
you
I'm
can't
not the
take
only
care of
one, though.
somebody else
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't take
Don't
care of
judge me
yourself.
if you right. Don't
Mm-hmm.
judge me if you didn't watch Being Mary Jane. But she's have
Right.
all these little post-its all over the house. Get your post-it. Write this down. Put it on the refrigerator. The first law of nature is self-preservation. Cut off that which may harm you, but if it is worth preserving and meaningful, nourishing it, and have no regard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm.
And have no regrets. I'm
Love
sorry.
it.
Have no
Mm-hmm.
regrets. Have no regrets. Cut off which may harm you. And the things that may harm you, and this is what I'm talking when I get about when I go back to self-care, because the things that harm us may not be evident to those things, to the people around us, right? So we
Right.
may seem like we cuckoo for cocoa puffs.
Mm-hmm.
We may seem like we're a little off, or we're a little, out of pocket, but that's that self-preservation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to self-preserve. It's okay. To me, I'm at a point in my life where I'm almost okay with if you don't understand.
And
Because
honestly with
I think that some people live their life trying not to understand.
and
For
honestly
sure.
with yourself. I can't deal
Mm-hmm.
with this.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be able to get to that place of realizing that, I remember, many years ago when I worked in politics, that
Mm-hmm.
crazy schedule and getting to that
Mm.
point of realization didn't come for me until death started to visit my door. And then it
Mm.
was like, if I drop dead tomorrow, somebody else would be doing this job and life will go on. And so,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that you do to yourself
Mm-hmm.
because you think that you need to be everywhere, you need to be everything, you need to, and the reality is we need to just take care of ourselves, because through that process we can accomplish more. If you're in your right state of
Right.
mind, if you're at your
Mm-hmm.
optimum health, if all of those things are working, then you accomplish more, you feel better. It's in
Mhm.
those moments when you're running crazy, when you have all of these thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
when all of the negativity is hitting you, that you're at your worst. And so we need to remember that self-preservation is true, because if we take care of ourselves, we have less of a chance of finding ourselves in that place.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, ladies, we have 5 minutes left. And before we close out, right before 8 o'clock, I know we've been talking about this beautification, and we've been talking about this thing that we're
Oh
working on.
yeah.
So I just want to give everybody a little taste. Can y'all give me a minute so I give everybody a little
Little
taste?
bit, little
A
bit.
little taste, not much, just a little taste of what we kind of have in store for the
We're
people,
so excited about
for the
this.
people, right? For the people. So I want keep remembering, keep preserving, keep pushing,
Keep
keep
going.
pressing, keep going. Don't
Keep
stop.
getting up. Keep getting up.
Don't stop. Whatever you do, don't stop.
Mm.
That's all I just really want to tell us today is don't stop.
Don't stop. Don't give up.
Right?
And
Don't
know that you are
stop.
never alone. There's always somebody with you, even if it's God. That's all you need.
Ooh.
Right. We're here.
Yes. We who you telling? Oh man. Okay. I
What you
think I
got for
spoke
him?
I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon.
What
This
you
not
got
work.
for him?
I wanted to show the people something. Hold Lord. This thing, hold on.
Don't
We
give
have
up.
technical difficulty. I'm not gonna
Don't
give up. This has been
don't
a
give up.
story of the day. Story of the day.
Keep pushing.
This has been the story of the day. Is oh, here we
It's
go.
okay.
All right. Here we
Is it
Come
going
go.
to
on.
work for you?
There we go. And women, our brunch is on September 16th. September 16th. And this is our lineup so far. We're going to be announcing more people, more participants as the days go. But this is our lineup right now for our Women's Empowerment Brunch on September 16th at 11 a.m. is going to be in West Orange, New Jersey. So I
Mhm.
want all of our ladies to come out, all of the men to come out and support the ladies. You have registration opportunity. You can go to beautification.me and you can register. You can and I want not just the women to come. I want the men to show up. Fellas, where y'all at? Don't be in the back. Where y'all at? Because an integral part of women um movement, of women being empowered, of women being
Mhm.
motivated, of women being encouraged comes from men. You are our counterparts. You are our husbands, our boyfriends, our partners, our sons, our brothers, our co-workers. You are a point and integral part of us. So tap in. Tap in. Come on. Pull up. You have a business, you can go to beautification.me. There's sponsorship opportunities on there as well. Registration. Now let me tell you. Now listen, I'm the straight up one out the crew. Now these are not the other two. Them other two over there, they nice. Me, I'm just straight up. I'm nice too, but I'm straight up. We will not be holding registration for anyone. I'm not holding spots.
Mhm.
Only spot I'm holding is for the Holy Ghost, and I don't need to hold his spot because
Amen.
he coming in. Okay, so we're not holding spots. Once it's over, it's over. It's done. It's done. Registration is up. Tickets are gone. So I would advise you to get out there and get going. Beautification.me and register. Fellas, pull up. We want y'all there. We want your sponsorships. If you got a business you want to sponsor, pull up. We gonna have
Support
it's
us.
gonna be yes, it's gonna be
Support the women.
it's gonna but we got a day planned. We got a day and we have an experience planned. It's not just you gonna have a good time. Don't I
Mhm.
look like I'm a vibe?
I promise you'll leave better than you came.
Listen, you will not be the same person.
Absolutely.
Oh, look. Thank you, guys. We giving him a stroke. That's right. Luciana said that, Debbie, y'all look like y'all about to give the devil a stroke. Y'all are no, thank you, baby. To God be the glory. You gonna
Amen.
help us give him
Amen.
that
Amen.
stroke. Come
Okay.
on now. Come on now. You in this with us. Right. So we thank you guys. Thank you
Thank you
guys
so
for
much for
showing up.
coming. We just
Thank
want
you for
you guys
joining
to
us. Come back again next Tuesday and hope to see you at our beautification event. Have a blessed
yeah.
evening.
Remember, keep pushing, keep getting up, keep going forward. You got this. Doesn't matter what's going on, you are victorious. Don't forget to like, get somebody to subscribe, and make a comment. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.